2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, what about now? Can you hear me now? And if you can, is it way too loud? I don't think I think that should be okay. How's that? Is that better? I think that's a thing now. I think I fixed it. Okay, I fixed it. I have confirmation. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's okay. I should have double checked. That's my fault. Not too loud. Oh, good. Hi guys. So we'll do it again. We'll do it again. It's fine. Hi and welcome to Lilly Snooze. It's Friday and it's 5:03. It only took a couple minutes, just this minor technical difficulty. It only took a couple minutes, and it's time to talk about the news. Now, I didn't watch a cult classic flick this week, but I did binge watch a show, probably about 2.5 seasons of a 4 season show with 4 episodes in each season this past week. Um, Hi, Jen. Hello, hello. If you are, hi, Glenn S. It is so good to see you. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Um, I love seeing your faces. Hi, Ronnie. I don't want to say your name because screen names versus real names, but I'm so happy you're here. It means a lot to me that you guys are watching. So what are we doing today? I watched Scorpion. Now, typically, I talk about a show for a little bit or a movie that I watched, but I'm going to talk about 2.5 seasons of a show that I am obsessed with. So, if you know me, you know that my favorite show in the entire world is Psych. Uh, It's Psych is actually, I believe they've hinted at they are in pre-production for creating a new movie. And I'm so excited. But I love Psych so much. It just hits me right in my favorite spots of my soul. And I've never been able to find a show like it. And then I found Scorpion. I didn't even know it existed while it was out. And there's 4 seasons of it. And people loved the very first season. And I also loved the very first season. So I'm just going to do a little background into Scorpion because I highly suggest watching it. It's on Freevee or Amazon Prime Video. Freevee is free. You just have to sit through a couple of ads throughout the episodes, but that's okay. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. Scorpion, I believe it was a CBS show. Okay, and I didn't write anything down. I didn't know if I was going to talk about it or not, but I love it so much. Like, I'm like blushing because it's like so cute and so fun, and I'm obsessed. Scorpion, geniuses. There's like a bunch of geniuses, like legit geniuses, like massively high IQs. And they are like teamed up as a gang, kind of running, like problem solving, money making, I wouldn't say schemes, but they're like called in on special things. And then it's kind of like a really long intro, but let's just say there's a bunch of smarty pants and a woman whose son is a smarty pants, but she's on the team because she helps them with their EQ, which is like their emotional quantification or something like that. I don't know. Their ability to emote, because their brain is working for the intelligence that they don't know how to like handle emotions or like be normal people. And of course she loves one guy and he loves her, but they're a team and they can't fall in love. And it's so cute and I love it. And I think it's really funny and I think it's really special. And then of course I had to go I had to go and Google the actors, and the lead actor, who was also in, I believe, like 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Didn't watch, won't watch, not into it. R-worded, allegedly R-worded, and assaulted his girlfriend. So that made me really sad. But the show is still so good. I'm even gonna finish it. But so that's that's what I've been doing visually and audibly. I have been watching Scorpion. I suggest watching it not because you're supporting an R-worder. Jesus Christ. But you're gonna watch a fun show. It's fun. It's silly. It's goofy. There's some silly goofiness to it, but it's fun. There's the tension. There's the action. You know, the pew pews and the fight scenes and the problem solving. It's a fun show. I suggest it, but I also don't suggest it because of the bad. Okay, so that's that. So I have a lot of things to say about AI, and I have some other things to say about not AI. And so I thought we could probably start with the AI because there's a lot that's been going on this past week or two with AI and like the momentum that it kind of like gained, you know, when it's just like, oh, I'm a boulder rolling down a hill, and then it's like, just kidding, I'm gonna roll into an entire town and destroy it. So it's that's happening to AI, and I think we need to talk about it and possibly have a fun conversation about it, because I need to hear what other people think. I need to know what other people think so that I'm not going crazy. Okay, so let's see. AI. I first saw the headline that Elon Musk wanted to put AI on pause a couple days ago, and I was like, what? You can't just like stop it. You know, it's out there. It's in the universe, it's in the worlds, it's in the phones, it's in the computers, it's in the hands of the bad, the good, and the me's that I'm not even gonna touch it. I will not be partaking in ChatGPT because I don't want a robot to have a conversation with me that is comfortable. You know, that's just too far for me. Um, so I saw that headline. I saw like President Biden, he even said like, we have to address the potential risks to our society, to our economy, to our national security. Like Biden was even like, okay, like there are some things that we have to kind of process before we just like fully unleash this beast, because we've all seen the Matrix. So Elon signed. Oh, I hate that the world of technology has so much Elon Musk in it. Like, I hate it. It makes me so mad because I don't like the man. We all know I don't like the man. And like, why? Okay. Elon Musk made clear that, oh, I'm featuring a ginger ale today. Sponsored by Insane Games TV. So Elon signed, along with like other big tech people, and the Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, a letter to pause AI for 6 months, but not just the use of AI, but the process of training AI. And so this letter was published by the Future of Life Institute, and I'll read a little bit of it because it's kind of long. Yeah, it's about one page of a Word document long, but there's some interesting kind of tidbits of like why they want to pause the training of AI. So it starts off with AI labs and independent experts should use. That's not where it starts. I'm an absolute liar. AI systems with human competitive intelligence can pose profound risks to society and humanity, as shown by extensive research and acknowledged by top AI labs. As stated in the widely endorsed Asilomar AI principles. It's a thing. You could look it up. Advanced AI could represent a profound change in the history of life on Earth and should be planned for and managed with commensurate. I'm an idiot. I wanted to say common sense, but it's just basically what it is. Commensurate care and resources. And unfortunately, the planning and management is not happening. Contemporary AI systems are now becoming human competitive at general tasks, and we must ask ourselves, should we let machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth? Should we automate away all the jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? Should we risk loss of control of our civilization? Such decisions must be delegated to unelected tech leaders. Vicky B, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. And it goes on to say, powerful AI systems should be developed only once we are confident that their effects will be positive and their risks will be manageable. And thanks, Vicky. And that is going to kind of come up later when I'm talking about some more of the negative things that have been happening with AI today. And at some point, it may be important to get independent review before starting to train future systems, etc. We call on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4, not just Chat GPT-4. GPT-4 is like the thing, and Chat is just like a version of it. So this pause should be public and verifiable and include all key actors, blah, 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 blah. All labs and independent experts should use this pause to jointly develop and implement a set of shared safety protocols, blah, blah, blah. Humanity can enjoy a flourishing future with AI. Having succeeded in creating powerful AI systems, we can now enjoy an AI summer. Dead ass. Like, dead ass. I'm not telling a lie. I'm reading verbatim. Humanity can enjoy a flourishing future with AI. Having succeeded in creating powerful AI systems, we can now enjoy an AI summer. The gags, in which we reap the rewards, engineer these systems for the clear benefit of all, and give society a chance to adapt. Like, honey. Okay, this is a real thing. Like, this is like a legitimate letter, like a call to action for AI labs and technicians, and they put in AI summer as if it will be mentioned in the next Megan Thee Stallion song. Let's enjoy a long AI summer, not rush unprepared into a fall. Okay, so this is the letter that's been signed at this point by over 15,000 AI labs, tech people, all those things. And of course, we all saw The Matrix. We don't need to be batteries for robots in a human farm living in a dream world if we're not already, right? Like, are we? But are we though? We don't. Are we creating? Are we currently in the Matrix, recreating the technology that put us in the Matrix? Because if we're already in the Matrix and we're recreating the technology that put us in the Matrix, are we really in the Matrix? I'm telling you. It's wild. So Bill Gates is taking a stance on the opposite side of the fence. However, Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, you guys know Bill Gates. Okay. He thinks that there are risky areas of AI and they need to be sorted out. They need to be taken care of, but the pause isn't going to work. Not everyone's going to get on board. You could say, sure, I'm not gonna eat sugar for a month. Did someone give up sugar for Lent? Is that a thing? People still do that. Someone give up sugar for Lent, but you snuck in some Snickers. It's like impossible. It's virtually impossible to not have sugar. As I sit here with a ginger ale, it's virtually impossible to not have sugar, and it's virtually impossible for everyone in the process of training AI to actually say, you know what, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. One of the most intelligent, widespreading, future forwarding moments that we're having in the 21st century, and we're just going to pause for 6 months. That's not going to happen, and it's not going to work. And that's only going to put the people who did pause behind those who didn't pause, and those who didn't pause are probably the naughty guys, right? Like, they're probably like not the good people. So it's a terrible catch-22 that they are in. So not every developer is going to pause, and a pause isn't going to fix the problem, even though all I see are actually problems. There's some silly goof and gags you can have with ChatGPT and some, picture makings and videos and all this stuff. Like, it can be silly and fun and ha ha ha. But from what I've seen, it can be kind of bad. So jobs are at risk. Misinformation, like the Pope in a puffer, that can literally take over with ease, like without any stress at all. Like, one tweet can just wash across all of social media and major news outlets, and it can be a real thing, but it's fake. And it happens so fast. Our social media and just kind of information sharing spreads at such an amazing pace that it cannot be controlled. It can't be controlled. And privacy is one of the biggest issues right now, is privacy. So you like your privacy. I like my privacy. I love it. I have an expectation for privacy in certain spaces, in certain moments in time. When I'm supposed to be in private, it should be private, and you have that expectation. So you're going to act in a way that you would when you are expecting privacy, and you don't want those moments to be shared for the world to see on the interwebs because it's private. But that isn't happening yet. So there's some errors or some tweaks that still need to be made for all of those things to kind of come to fruition. And yeah, so I wrote the expectation to not be constantly recorded, photographed, and listened to have left the building ages ago, but at the same time, there are still places and times where you would expect to not be, even though you may know that something might be picked up. You have an Alexa, or you accidentally turn on Siri, or you're looking at your phone and you see the little orange dot. Like, there's these infiltrations of media capturing audio visual capturing that we've kind of grown accustomed to. You know, how many people take their phones to the bathroom with them? It picks up everything, just saying. But you know that it picks up everything, but you're still taking your phone to the bathroom with you. You know, how many people, there was people put like their phones in the shower with them and like play music or something. You have a camera on the front and the back of your phone. So be careful. Be careful, you guys. There's cameras on both sides of the phone. So Italy is one of the places where they've said, yeah, that's going to be a no for us for the Chat GPT nonsense. There was a data breach. Me. OpenAI is open. It's open sourced. Everyone is helping it learn. Everyone is using its code and manipulating it and adding to it. Therefore, anyone essentially has access to information that OpenAI has. And I don't know exactly how all that works, but I feel like OpenAI, since it's open source, like walls are down that other kind of codes or websites or you know, social medias or, you know, service providing password blah blah blahs have up, but they don't have, since it's like open and easily accessible. So the breach contained user conversations and payment information. So what was being said and how you paid, literally so annoying. Like, that's so annoying because of that, Italy said, you banned. You're not allowed. We're not doing this. We're not playing this game. Sort yourself out and maybe later. And I think there's going to be more nations to follow suit soon as well, because especially since massive investors of the technology are publicly asking for a pause, they're going to kind of like visualize that as like, oh, maybe it isn't safe. You know, maybe we too should take a pause on the use of it. So the UK government is urging regulations, and the rest of Europe is attempting to take action as well. And like I said last week, we need an outline. We don't need AI to create the lines. We need to create the lines, the walls, the formatting, the availability, the directions that we're able to take it. And I know that there were initial kind of outlines and what can and can't be said by the AI, and you know, it's not going to be racist, and it's not going to say, you know, bad words or anything like that, and it's not going to be overly controversial. And immediately people are like, but I want my robot to say the N-word. Why? That's my question. Why? But also the overwhelming like attention onto AI, especially like open source AI and like ChatGPTs and all that stuff, was coming from how far can we push this robot. And by pushing the robot a little bit, the robot, like the learning algorithm, like the code, a little bit, you know, you're able to find ways, you know, there's always a loophole. A great lawyer always told me there's always a loophole. So yeah, and we don't need the AI to create the lines. We need to create the lines and the building blocks, the wall. Build the wall. Who's gonna build the wall? So it's just a thought. You know, I think before we just have full capabilities and endless technological power, background checks. Can we background check Chat GPT users? Can we get a background check before you get approved to use AI? Is that even an option? I don't know. I mean, like, the people who are going to get good at using AI for their advantage may not necessarily be the people we want to get good at using AI for their advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see the next superhero movie franchise based on the use of AI. Like, it's just one guy. It's just one guy, just you know, the four screens, and he's just behind the computer, and he's like created this superhero with AI. But of course, Elon would fail. Yeah. And of course, like, you have to have a villain to have a superhero. I don't know. That's just how my brain is kind of taking this. There's very strong bads happening. I'm scared. I'm scared. Mom, I'm scared. Okay, so, and now here comes Facebook. Now, I want to say, Facebook is Meta, but I want to call it Facebook. So Meta, like, owns Facebook. Like, you can still open the Facebook app, but it's like Meta, whatever. So I want to say Facebook, but let's just call it Meta for ease. Meta. That's a loud cart. Meta enters the chat, and Meta announced their newest AI product, Sam. Everyone say hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. So SAM stands for Segment Anything Model, an AI model that can identify individual objects within an image, which is something we've all seen before since, everyone has tagged a photo on Facebook. And you click on a person and it tags. And as the technology that Facebook used advanced, it got to be the point where anyone could be tagged. Like, initially anyone was like tagged on the video. Like, you just hover the video and or the picture or the video, you could just see a name pop up. But now it's to the point where it's like faces. And you could take a picture of someone and it's going to suggest someone to tag. Hi, Sam. It will like suggest the person to tag because Facebook knows their face. The book of face knows your face down to a T. If you have this picture and this picture and this picture and this picture and this picture, they know your face. It's so, don't think about it too much. You're gonna go crazy. Trust me. So along the same line as data breaches, though, another new scam technique is hitting the mainstream. Oh, Sam isn't like it's just like a thing. It's not like a usable thing yet. They just announced it. They're not like, here, use it, take it to yours. It's just like, we also have this going on. And Meta's like, we're definitely gonna do Meta is such a pick-me girl. You know those girls who are just like, oh my God, I'm just one of the guys, like I'm just one of the guys. Oh, hi. Like those, hi, oh my God, I love cheeseburgers. Like the girl who's always there, like the pick me, has always got something to say, the pick me girl. Vicky, I'm just kidding. I love you, Vicky. Meta is a pick me girl in the whole technology world because Elon and Bill Gates and so and some other white man are gonna come out and they're gonna say, look at all this brand new technology that we have. And then Meta 6 months later is gonna be like, yes, sweet, we'll use that, thanks. We're gonna do more of that too, for sure. Absolutely. Like Meta, you need to get it right. Meta, I don't like it. Let's just move on. So along the same line as data breaches, another new scam technique is hitting the mainstream. Bad dudes are using AI voice stuff for impersonations to scam people out of their hard-earned, much-needed right now for survival money. Absolutely. Ronnie, Meta, sorry, I just looked at the chat. We're on like a 20-second delay, so my apologies if you're like, you send the chat. It's a long delay. Yes, Meta is the Trisha Paytas of AI. Yes, I'm obsessed, guys. If you ever want me to talk about Trisha Paytas, if you need like to learn, if you want like a full informational deep dive on that, you just let me know. Because I have all the tea. New mom. She's a new mom. She's thriving, I guess. Oh, man. I miss Frenemies. Did you guys ever watch... Now I'm just chatting. We're just talking as friends now. Did you guys ever watch or listen to Frenemies podcast with Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas? Iconic. It took the internet by storm. It was like the best 9 months that any of us have ever had. It was just absolute chaos. It was mayhem. It was entertaining. We looked forward to it every week. I listened to like each episode like 3 times. The drama, the fighting, and it was amazing. Sometimes I just re-listen to some frenemies. But anywho, let's get back to let's get back to the AI. We're almost done with AI, but there's a lot going on with AI right now. Who let her have a baby? Moses, Hila's brother. And Trisha Paytas got married and had a baby. I know. So the Washington Post wrote about Ruth Card. She got a phone call from her grandson telling her he needed money for bail, but he didn't have his phone or his wallet. And Ruth and her husband, both in their 70s, booked it to the bank to get as much money as possible. They were able to get like $3,000. They lived in Canada, so it was Canadian dollars, out of one branch. They booked it over to another branch, and the branch manager was like, hey, why are you taking out all this money? And they're like, our son needs bail money. And they're like, well, did you get a like random phone call or something? Because someone came in with the same story that you have just like 20 minutes earlier. So what's going on? Saved them. Hey, by the way, that's a scam. Your grandson is fine. Could you imagine? Now, phone call scamming is real. Phone call scamming is real. And now the scary thing is, the phone call Ruth got sounded like her grandson, because these scammers were able to take just a couple of moments of voice recording of that person and put it into an AI system and recreate a very, very close to a 70-year-old, probably exactly, you know, if your hearing's not perfect, very, very close copy to her grandson's voice. Jen, yes, that is happening. And especially, so I've from my research that I was doing, Canada is having a terrible time right now with these scams. And now you have to, I'm proud and happy that bank manager was able to stop them. It's called grandparent scam. Yep, people lose tons of money, but yes, millions and millions of dollars are getting handed over to these scammers, and AI is only making it easier for them to scam these people. And when it comes to the elderly, it's so easy to scam them, and it's so sad, because don't do that just in general, but like imagine it's not fair, it's not right. And this is what happens when AI gets into the wrong hands. Millions and millions of dollars lost from people's pockets. Now, people have been scamming for years. People have been scamming over email. People have been scamming over like text messages, like scam text messages that you can get through dating profiles, all the ways. And they just get better and better with time. You know, if you ever get a phone call from Spectrum, it's probably not Spectrum unless they leave a message like, hey, your bill's late, please call us because we don't want to shut it off. You know, but like if you're answering a call and it's, hi, we're Spectrum, tell us your account number. No, immediately no. If I need you, I'll call you. It's really, really bad. And so this is like the prime key example of AI in the wrong hands. Like, why would you do that? So, people, mainly the elderly, are getting scammed out of money. There's virtually no way to track the scammers because they are using technology and AI to their advantage to not only conceal their identity, but also their location. And 3, government is so behind in legislation, so very terribly behind. There's some of these states are still working on like laws and rules and regulations on drones. Now drones have been a thing for a really long time. You know, like the DJIs or whatever they are. They've been it's forever. It's forever thing. How can legislation keep up with how quickly technology is moving? We have seen firsthand that it can't, and it's not helpful. And now when someone does get scammed out of this money, say they have kind of like fraud detection or whatever, it's not easily detectable because you're the one taking the money out. You're moving the money. No one else is doing it. It's coming from your home base, from your local bank. It's coming from your direct credit card or debit card. You put your PIN number in. So that's where it really gets absolutely tricky when it comes to quite possibly getting your money back. On top of, police and investigators are going to get nowhere. They're going to have a VPN set up. They're going to be bouncing their information from country to country, state to state, here, there, up, down. A phone number that's untrackable, probably a burn. I was going to say Burn Notice. Guys, remember that show? Oh, Burn Notice was a great show. So AI, wrong hands, bad. Don't like it. Congress wants to ban TikTok. The elderly are getting scammed with AI, and children are marching for their rights to stay alive in school. Like, this week has just been absolutely bonkers. I have whiplash from the news. I have whiplash from my radio. I'm just like, I just got to put my Spotify on and just take a deep breath because there's just so much. Can we talk about Tesla? Because this story made me giggle, but also made me want to throw up at the same time. So Tesla employees were found to have shared videos and images from Teslas with each other. Okay. So they weren't cute, like, proposal videos. They're like, oh my God, they have a puppy. Teslas have at least 8 cameras on them pointing outward. So they're there to detect other things, detect you driving into things, weather, someone trying to key your car. They're motion activated for the self-driving modes. They're surrounded by cameras. And sometimes if they are motion activated, they will record. I just want to The videos that were shared were grotesque. One of them, most notably, was a child on a bike who was being hit by a car, pedal to the metal. Intimate moments between humans who expected privacy, hint, hint, theme of the night, and should have been allotted said privacy. There was even a video shared from a Tesla inside a garage of a White Lotus e-Sprint. It's like a car boat thing. Like, it was from the James Bond movie, A Spy Who Loved Me. And Elon actually purchased that car about a decade ago. And so the video that was being shared was a video of one of Elon's Teslas in his garage with the car that he owned. So it was his garage. That part I loved. That made me giggle. But the other parts made me want to throw up. So Tesla has an opt-in option for its camera footage that it records. And it's for the research and betterment and development of Tesla and its cameras and the way they work. The same thing when you like get a new phone or like a new computer or laptop or something like that. Or like if you put like Microsoft on, like, hey, do you want to share your data so that we can make sure, we're doing things right and help make, and Elon, so that we can make things, easier and help us with our development, but like none of your information will be attached to it. I always say no, because I don't need nobody extra watching me. I'm already being watched everywhere I am. I don't need anyone extra. But some people say yes. And now if you say yes, your information should be detached from the data that's being shared. So it should just be strictly the video. And it shouldn't be able to be located by your first and last name, your address, your email address, your phone number, the last 4 of your social, it shouldn't be associated with any of that information. Now, however, even if you opt in, it should not be associated with the content. But the content was shared and associations were made, and privacy was broken, And I don't know why more people aren't talking about this, because this is a massive deal. Like, to me, this is extremely massive. And it's not like it got, okay, so here's why I think it's a big deal. So it's a big deal because the employees didn't say, uh-oh, we have a problem. We have an employee that got their hands on some information, because this data, these videos, these pictures, these images, this information, this content was being shared since 2019. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Since 2019. I gag you not. Since 2019. So here we are, 2023, no longer 2019, not 2020, not 2021, and far from 2022. We're just finding out that these videos, these images, these moments are being shared between employees. Now, how many of those employees went home and showed their husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, cats, dogs, friends? Terrible. It's not good. This just makes me think of like police officers. Like, there's 7 cops on the scene and one of them's doing a bad thing and no one stops him from doing the bad thing. And even though they all know that they're doing a bad thing, they're all bad at that moment. They're all bad. So yeah. So Elon got goofed on. I love it. But at the same time, other people had their privacy lurked and peeped and shared and joked and probably memed between employees, and that's not cool. Don't appreciate that. So Tesla can suck it. So can Elon. So non-AI news time, because I'm done. Do you guys remember the teacher in Virginia who was shot by the 6-year-old? Okay. So breakdown of the story: it was a normal day for teachers on January 6, 2023 in Virginia, but little did Abigail Werner know that one 6-year-old boy, her student, brought a loaded pew-pew to school. And it came out that reportedly, allegedly, adults, were warned about the child and the contents of his bag. The boy held the gun up to his teacher, Abigail, who put her hand up. He fired. The bullet went through her hand into her chest. She still has fragments of the bullet inside of her body, and forever reminded of the moment embedded into her body. Like, if she didn't have her hand up, she very easily could have died. She sustained injuries enough to keep her in the hospital for a couple of weeks. She's had many, many surgeries, but she survived. 25 years old, a teacher to babies, and she survived. But before she went to the hospital, she had one more thing to do. To save the other kids in her school, she was able to remove her students from the room, make contact with the front desk to call for help. A teacher, a young adult, 25-year-old woman who went through years of educational training, had to hold her hand up to a gun held by a 6-year-old child. Now, we see innocence in children, but that can also come at a cost. And in this instance, it almost cost her life. She filed a lawsuit. That's just the story. This is where the taking a stand and the initiative comes in for me, in my opinion. This is my opinion. She filed a lawsuit for $40 million, which in this economy just might cover her medical bills and attorney's fees. Like, she might have like a couple $1,000s left if she gets all that money. maybe she could put a down payment on a car, But so some breakdown on the lawsuit. No, she is not suing the child, but she is suing the people who were supposed to protect her. The child has a history of violence. He attempted to choke his kindergarten teacher last year, like hands on throat choke. There are allegations of him spewing cursey words, the naughty, the F's and the B's and the C's and the S's, which is not a crime, but it's definitely not in good taste as parents/guardians raising said child. And that he might have chased kids, attempting to beat them with a belt. Okay. 2 days before the shooting, the boy snatched and smashed Abigail's cell phone. Smashed it on the ground. He was suspended the next day. The day after, he came into school, and that was January 6 events for Abigail, not the January 6, 2021, 20, not the 20, not the big January 6th. This was a different January 6th. And the family of the boy is claiming and placing blame on an acute disability. That's all I am aware of. They're not putting like any specific terms to anything. And usually a parent or guardian is with him in school. And so I fear that this child needs help. The acting out, the violent nature, all the things, that child needs help, that child needs assistance, that child needs being taken care of. That child needs more than what a 25-year-old woman who is teaching a class full of students should have even been asked to give to him. A parent should not be the one always doing it at school, and if a parent is not available at school, then the child is free to run. It's a terrible situation for that child, and I don't know exactly what is going on in that child's head, but it's very clear that there are things, and that child shouldn't have just been, from all of the history of the child, even at 6, for it to be just available to have a pew, for it to be available and not have a bag checked, I feel like everything just went wrong. Everything was just done wrong. They're like, we could do this, but let's not. Well, we could also do this, but let's not. Well, we could also do this, but let's not. And so the lawsuit is all about how the boy has been known to be violent towards anyone and everyone, and that it has been noted by officials many, many times. The school board filed the school board fired the superintendent. Like, you're gone. You didn't do your job, so you gotta go. And the assistant principal resigned. Weird, right? What funny timing. I guess it was getting too hot in the kitchen that they set on fire themselves. You catch my drift? So if you're in a position of power and you do not do your job, i.e. handling dangerous students, then a teacher or anyone in that school gets hurt, like how Abigail Zwerner got hurt, the blood's on your hands too. You had plenty of opportunity to take control of a situation that was literally standing in front of you, shouting at you, screaming at you. This is a situation that we need to take care of. You weren't listening, but now that someone was able to get a pew into the school, now you want to put metal detectors up. Now the school's like, well, we should put some metal detectors up. Okay, well, could you put all of Abigail Zwerner's bones back together? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. I don't want to get deep into the whole gun thing at all, but I think we can all agree that a 6-year-old child does not need to have a loaded gun in an elementary school. I think we can all agree that that doesn't need to be a thing. Nope, don't need that. Shouldn't have that. That doesn't have to be an option in this life. Ooh, it makes me so sad, because the little boy is crying out for help in any way that it knows how. And it doesn't know many ways because he's a 6-year-old child. And all the people around him who were supposed to listen and help didn't do anything. And then the one person who's being stressed to the point of non-belief, I could only imagine school with elementary kids during the pandemic. The stress of that alone. Come on. Gah, I hate it. I agree with you, Jen. I agree with you 100%. And I've talked about this on my other channel. I don't like it. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Everyone is open to their own opinion. But I am proud of Abigail in this situation for standing strong against a wall of the powerful. I hope that she's able to get everything she asks for and sues for, and that this child and their family get help, assistance, guidance, whatever they need to help that child have a good future. I mean, I'd probably start with therapy, but I will be keeping an eye on this because this is what people need to do. Protesting, screaming from the rooftops for safe schools, but also fighting back and mainly attacking their finances. The money is their power, and you have to aim for the money. So what do you think about that? That's what I think. And I think more people should listen to aim for the money because that is where their power lies. And kind of just kind of like a general situation. So, oh my gosh, it's 5:50. I have just so many things to say. So I have like 2 more little stories. This one shouldn't take too long. What do you guys think about prank videos? Like the bothering people at a store and filming it and then putting it on the internet and getting millions of views and everyone making fun of the person for not, vibing with, like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate so many things. I like talking about the things that I hate because why do I talk about the things that I love? I love so many things, but the things that I hate are just, I can say so much about them. So I hate prank videos. I think they're terrible, especially now prank videos are getting way out of hand. We actually had kind of like pre-pandemic, I'd say like 2018 prank videos were extreme. Like they were going so far. Like random people were getting like sprayed, basically like just destroyed on the internet and everyone was laughing at them. Like it's so mean. It's terrible. If you're not consenting to be pranked, like, ooh, I'm gonna get you when you're least expecting it. Dope. Sign a consent form. And we'll prank you and you agreed to be pranked, but you didn't know when it was gonna happen. Don't come up to me while I'm in Target and bother me because I'm gonna yell at you. I'm gonna yell at you and be mad that you are bothering me. And I don't want to be the girl online. It's like, wow, her vibe's so off. Like, no, leave me alone. I'm not at work, which means I'm on my free time, and I don't want to deal with you. So I don't think they're funny. So I hate them, but a little silly, happy, like haha prank that doesn't get anyone sticky, no loud noises, or being hit with something can be silly, goofy fun. Like I could get a little giggle out of, a husband whose wife is always like, she always gets startled, like, that's cute. A little compilation of look how silly my wife is. Everything scares her, even though we're literally sitting on the couch next to each other. Like those types of things can be silly, funny, ha ha ha. But they're getting to the point, like we had like an ebb and flow of the prank videos, and now we're getting ebbed. So Tanner Cook, the owner of the Classified Goons YouTube channel, was at a mall in Virginia playing pranks and making content, setting up a camera, having a little mic, and just being annoying. And he ended up getting shot. Alan Coley, the man being pranked, shot Tanner. He was a delivery driver like Uber Eats or Grubhub or something like that, picking up food to deliver to his next customer. And Alan is claiming he was being harassed, targeted, and accosted. He asked Tanner and his friend to leave him alone, but of course, they did not. They persisted, bothering, talking, yelling, getting in his face, getting in his way. And I think Tanner is a punk and a jerk. From what I've seen, from the things that I've watched, I think he's a punk. I think he's a jerk, and I don't like him. But is the shooting justified? That's for the courts to figure out, because Alan is facing 3 felony charges. But we might even see Tanner, the prankster himself, Mr. Pranky Funny Man, face some charges as well. Nothing has been filed, nothing has been charged yet of Tanner, but Alan is facing 3 felony charges. Now, Tanner survived. He made it out of the surgery, and he's like, It's cool. I'm going to keep pranking. Okay. Dumb choice. But I watch some of Tanner's videos. I hate them. They're not funny. Prank your siblings, for your own enjoyment. Don't bother people in a recession and just be an idiot. Like we are all on our last nerve right now. We don't have time for the nonsense. I want to go to CVS and then not be bothered, because just being in the store is a bother, right? So don't do it. And you always get the comments on prank videos like, oh, you play too much, or you're gonna pick the wrong one of these days. Well, Tanner, you messed with the wrong dude. But wrong or right, moral or immoral, it happened. We can't go back in time and unshoot him. But yeah, that's Tanner. So one last thing that I want to fill you guys in on. I made a video on one of my YouTube channels a couple weeks ago about Madeleine McCann, the 6-year-old girl who was kidnapped in Portugal, Spain, Portugal, and when they were on vacation, like her family was on vacation with another family, and she got kidnapped, and that was in 2007, and a girl was claiming that she was Madeleine McCann, that she had the same dimples and same smile and same eye thingy majig. And she was even on Dr. Phil a week or two ago. I watched it. She still claimed that she was Madeleine McCann, and there were some maybes, and there was some probably nots, and there were some it would be wild if you were. In my research, I talked about how, in my other video, I talked about how the investigators who are still part Operation Grange, I believe it's called, who are still looking for Madeleine, and she is assumed to no longer be alive, but they are still acting as if it is a missing persons case because of how insane the whole media whirlwind was around the case when it first happened. The initial investigation was terrible. The parents, just pissed me off. I hate even talking about it. I put so much blame on them. It's all a mess. And if you want to go watch it, it's on here. Let me help. Yes, last Monday she was on Faustina. I can't remember her name. Faustina, last name Faustina, or Mandel or something like that. Wendell, when not, I don't know. So this girl was claiming to be the missing girl years later, and she did a DNA test, and it turns out she is not Madeleine McCann, that she is 100% her parents' children. And this girl who was claiming to be Madeleine McCann also needs some therapy. And it was just big news because there have been not many, but there have been a good amount of women, young girls, claiming to be Madeleine. And the news, I don't know why, but they get so into it. So I don't know. I just wanted to fill you guys in. It's not Madeleine McCann. She's not Madeleine. But if Madeleine is out there, she will be found. But yeah. So that was a thing. She's not her. It was wild. It's really sad. It is, Jen, it actually is really sad. Madeleine went missing when she was 3. She does have 2 twin siblings, younger siblings that are twins, that I believe are probably about 19 now. Maybe 17, 18, around there. The girl who is claiming right now to be Madeleine has gone through a lot, if her claims are true, which I go into believing a woman before I say, what does the man say? I believe she went through some really terrible things, if she is telling the truth. And I wish her nothing but the best. I also wish that the woman that kind of took her under her wing kind of comes to and realizes that she did it for terrible reasons. Fia Johansson is like a medium and like a private investigator, and she was she's told this poor girl, this young woman, delete everything off of your social media. I will create pages for you. And obviously, there was a large presence of Fia Johansson along with the girl who was claiming to be Madeleine McCann. So she was gaining eyeballs, viewers, monies. I don't think the girl claiming to be Madeleine was attempting to scam anyone. I think she was looking for a way out of her current life and looking for new beginnings. But I think Fia went in full scam mode. And that was sad to see. And I don't like it. It didn't make me happy. Madeleine McCann's family has not said anything. I don't think they will. They have kind of been through enough. But also I'm still mad at them about it. Like, I still put some blame on them. And that's just me. I always will. But yeah, so it's not Maddie. She is still a missing person. And you know, thus is life. And hold your babies close. So that's... Anything else? Do you guys have anything else we want to talk about? So yeah, that's my Friday news segment. That was a lot of news. There was a lot of AI stuff. It was a lot of AI. But it was good, AI. No, it's all bad. It's all bad. I don't like it. It's all bad. So that's that. That's all that I have for you. If there's something that you guys want me to talk about, like in particular, like a specific topic or news story, please let me know throughout the week. You guys can follow me in all different places. What channel is that video on? Okay, that's great. I will link that I'll put that in the chat. Yes, I will put that. Let me pull that up and I'll put that in the chat here. And I am going to actually I think I'm going to try to get another video up on that channel Sunday. Let me pull this up. I'm still here. I am just sharing, copying. This is my channel. Well, that's my video on Madeleine McCann on my Here Let Me Help channel. I did a lot of God, what is his name? Deaf Noodles. Do you guys remember Deaf Noodles? I did some commentary on his roast battles. And I also did a deep dive into Bunny the Talking Dog, like on TikTok, you know, the poodle, the black and white poodle. Go check that out as well if you're interested. That's all on that channel here. Let me help. You can also follow me at Lilly's News on YouTube as well, or on Instagram at lily.mcavoy, which is just at lily.mcavoy. That's not how I spell my name. I'm so sorry. Typing's hard sometimes. That's just Instagram. Sometimes I post some things. There's going to be some fun new things happening here on the Insane Games TV channel that I'm looking forward to. So you might see my face in other videos and streams as well. So that's that. That's that. Thank you so much for being here and watching and tuning in. I appreciate it. I am going to go have some dinner because I have to go to work tomorrow because Sunday is Easter. If you celebrate. I don't, but it still is Easter. So I'm going to take off. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will be back next week with more news and maybe a cult hit film flick rundown that we need to pay attention to, because the Matrix is happening again. Maybe there's something else that has been predicted in film that we need to cover. All right, I will see you all in the next one. Have a good weekend, and until next Friday, cheers.